Hello Manchester fans, welcome to Manchester United News Update. Ruben Amorim gives update after release clause triggered. Sporting CP have confirmed Manchester United are interested in appointing Amorim and are prepared to pay his release clause. Ruben Amorim is set to become Manchester United's next manager, with Sporting Lisbon confirming that the Premier League club are prepared to pay a €10 million (£8.3 million) release clause for his services. Talks between United and Sporting accelerated on Tuesday, and the Portuguese coach could now be appointed in time to take charge of Sunday's Premier League match against Chelsea. Amorim wants the job and has agreed to be the club's next manager after the Old Trafford hierarchy put the 39-year-old at the top of their list to replace Erik ten Hag. Manchester United have registered an interest in hiring Ruben Amorim and paying his €10 million release clause, a statement from Sporting said. Amorim is expected to take charge of Sporting for the final time tonight, while Ruud van Nistelrooy will oversee United's Carabao Cup tie against Leicester City on Wednesday. Manchester United have registered an interest in hiring Ruben Amorim and paying the Sporting Lisbon manager's release clause, the Portuguese club have confirmed. After sacking Erik ten Hag on Monday, the Red Devils have moved quickly to identify the Portuguese as the next manager at Old Trafford. And in an official statement, Sporting have notified the Portuguese financial regulator, with the club listed on the stock market, of United's position as negotiations continue. The Portuguese club said, Manchester United have registered an interest in hiring Ruben Amorim and paying his €10 million release clause. Amorim could now be in place by the time United face Chelsea in Sunday's Premier League match. The former Manchester United goalkeeper David De Gea posted a mysterious tweet on X, just hours after Erik ten Hag was sacked by the Old Trafford hierarchy. De Gea left United in 2023 after contract talks with the club broke down. Erik ten Hag had made clear he planned to sign a goalkeeper who specialized with the ball at his feet, and United brought in Andre Onana that summer. Now ten Hag has himself departed after being sacked by the Ineos hierarchy following the weekend's 2-1 defeat by West Ham United. Manchester United are closing in on a new manager with a deal for Ruben Amorim close, and Ineos may want one Sporting ace to follow him. Manchester United sacked Erik ten Hag on Monday morning, the Dutchman finally running out of road. Ten Hag managed to avoid the sack at the end of last season and was backed handsomely over the summer. Results just haven't been good enough though, and after Ineos discussed ten Hag's future in the international break, the change has now been made. United aren't hanging around either, as a deal for Sporting boss Ruben Amorim appears to be accelerating rapidly. Sporting have confirmed United's move for Amorim, and the Portuguese coach is nearing a switch to Old Trafford. Manchester United already want one of Ruben Amorim's Sporting stars. United will hope to get a deal done quickly. Sporting take Estrela Amadora on Friday before hosting Manchester City in the Champions League next week. Having Amorim in charge to face Chelsea this weekend would be ideal, but as long as United secure his services, Ineos won't mind too much about his arrival date. United have clearly been impressed with Amorim's record at Sporting and have even been tracking one of his top young talents. Reports just a few days ago suggested that United are interested in signing Giovan Quenda from Sporting. The 17-year-old winger is emerging as one of the top young talents in Europe and has already played 14 first-team games under Amorim. Quenda has an £83 million release clause in his contract, and United have seemingly been impressed with his progress under Amorim. Landing the Sporting boss is the top priority right now, but Ineos may also fancy reuniting him with Quenda down the line. United will surely keep a watching brief on Quenda after appointing Amorim and may even seek his thoughts on the winger. Ten Hag was regularly given players he coached at Ajax, and whilst that strategy didn't quite pay off, Amorim may well fancy signing some his old players too. Quenda is one of them, and Amorim has moved to praise the wonderkid after bringing him into the Sporting first team. Speaking to O Jogo after beating Famalicão 3-0 at the weekend, Amorim praised Quenda as very talented and very strong physically. Amorim did suggest that Quenda needs to improve his finishing as he wastes too many chances, but believes that the 17-year-old is going to be a great player in the future. I've already said everything I had to say about Quenda, said Amorim. Manchester United decided to end the Erik ten Hag era this week, sacking the Dutchman. There are a lot of questions surrounding the Red Devils and what players will be part of the future as they head in a new direction. This month, Team Talk reported that Paris Saint-Germain have revived its interest in Marcus Rashford. However, the challenges that prevented a summer transfer still exist. Additionally, the report indicates that the League One side is contemplating making a move for Rashford next year. Many think a fresh start could benefit Rashford, but with his £325,000 a week contract, it seems unlikely he will leave Manchester anytime soon. According to the Daily Star, Team Talk, Erik ten Hag feels let down by several Manchester United senior players, specifically Rashford, Antony, and Casemiro. Rashford, who was highly prolific during the 2022-23 season, has scored only one Premier League goal and he looks like a shadow of his former self. The Englishman is under contract until 2028, but next summer could be the time to cash out on the player so that both sides can have a fresh start. Will that happen at PSG or somewhere else? Ruben Amorim has answered questions on his future at Sporting Clube de Portugal after agreeing a deal in principle to join Manchester United, who are willing to pay his £8.3 million release clause. Speaking after Sporting's 3-1 Taça da Liga win over CD Nacional on home soil, the Portuguese coach told Sport TV, "We don't know if it's a farewell game, or if there will be one, that's still not been decided. In this moment, I have nothing to say and everything that I say will cause more noise. There's nothing concrete to say right now, but when I have to speak about the subject, I will. When I have something concrete to say and not just something that will fuel speculation, I will. We still don't know the finer details, and therefore we will see. But everything I say now will only fuel speculation. When I have something to say, and I've always been clear about my decisions. And the decision is mine, as the statement stated. When I am sure of everything, everything will be easier, because to say something now is not the best action to take." Victor Gyökeres, who scored twice in Lisbon, was also asked about Amorim's imminent exit. He said, "Well, now he's here. I'm focusing on that. It's not something I know. It's not about me, so at the moment he's here. We will see what happens, but it's not something I put energy on." The Estadio José Alvalade was far from full as fans boycotted the competition, with Liga Portugal president Pedro Proença wanting to take the Taça da Liga semi-final and final abroad from 2026. Sporting confirmed in a statement on Tuesday afternoon that they have received communication from United that they intend to trigger his release clause. It read, "Manchester United has expressed an interest in hiring coach Ruben Amorim, with the board of directors of Sporting referring to the terms and conditions set out in the employment contract in force between the company and the coach. Specifically the respective termination clause and the amount of €10 million. Manchester United has expressed an interest in paying Sporting the amount of the aforementioned clause. It remains unclear when Amorim will take over at Old Trafford, as talks over compensation are believed to be ongoing with Sporting. For now, Ruud van Nistelrooy will be in charge of United's Carabao Cup home tie with West Ham on Wednesday night. The Lions, meanwhile, have already made plans for life post-Amorim. It's thought the club would promote B-team and former defender